What was it that you were doing before you got into trading? You were in corporate America.
Yes, I was running a recruiting company.
Okay. For any particular enterprise?
It was mine.
Okay.
It was mine. I was the president and CEO of a recruiting company that built from the ground up, and we did analytic recruiting, but we also did senior level executive recruiting as well. And after 12 years of doing that, you get kind of tired because I don't know if you know anything about that industry, but it is extremely taxing due to the people element.
So what made you decide to or get interested in trading from that?
Well, I went to a Success magazine. I think they had one of those giant, I don't know what you call them. They had one of those big things, and I just went, and I saw a gentleman by the name of Phil Town, and he was advertising a particular company, and what I noticed was he was promoting the technical side of trading and how rhythmic it seemed to be, and being a mathematician, it appealed to me greatly. So I said, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot, and I was in a space where pretty much I could do anything that I wanted to, fortunate enough at that level in my career that I could really choose. And I was really getting burned out. So I went and took a look at technical trading and fell in love with it immediately.
What was it that you felt like made the biggest difference for you in being successful in trading like you were in your previous position?
That's a very good question. I'd like to boil it down to something as simple as this. Trading is really about a trust element, and it's really the trust element that you have in yourself to get in and out of the trade. And so once you understand a trading system, then believing in it and then believing in yourself as you move through it is what ends up making a successful trader. So that's my estimation. Now, when I started trading, I knew absolutely nothing about the stock market except that there were stocks in the stock market. Right. So I started from ground zero. And in a way that was helpful to me because I did not have any biases that were given to me from people who work on the street and in those types of venues where their whole lives are made of finance. But the flip side of that is that, you don't know that Thursday morning job numbers are going to move the market, and you don't know what happens at the beginning of the month or the end of the month, or when institutions rebalance their portfolios that move the market in ways that make you scratch your head if you are completely unaware. And what I became was a real student, and literally I worked maybe 20 hours a day because I don't like to fail at anything, and I wasn't going to fail. Right. So that means putting in what it takes. And a lot of folks are drawn to trading because they see themselves in their Ferraris and whatever. They think I'm going to buy a stock and it's going to become, it's going to quadruple or go 10 times, and then I'm going to be out and I'm going to be rich and live fat, dumb, and happy for the rest of my life. And that's not trading. Trading is a difficult enterprise.
Then was the trust then the biggest difference for you in your trading?
When I began to trust myself.
As far as the, not knowing how those different things influence the market, and did that just make it harder for you to trust what you were doing, or did?
Oh, absolutely. Because there's always that unknown element, and you don't know if I were to put it in mathematical terms, if you develop a trading system and you think you have all the initial values, but there are a lot of them that you don't know, right? And you don't know, so you haven't put them into your little trading system, then whatever it is that you put out is not going to be what it is that you thought because something else was affecting it. And so the first thing that I needed to do was develop a trading system that was simple enough for me to follow because I knew I had work to do between the ears. If I had to say the defining moment, it was learning to trust myself. It was learning to trust my system. And when I learned, okay, this is what happens on Thursdays, this is what happens at the beginning of the month, this is what happens at the end of the month, this is what happens at options expiry, this is what happens. Do you understand? A lot of folks come in and they go, I just want to know where I buy and where I sell. And it's all a shade of gray.
How much did your math background help you in seeing that and in developing your system?
Probably a lot. However, it's not necessary to have that kind of expertise to be a good technical trader. I just understood what the lines meant. And that's not necessarily what you need to know as a trader. You can simply know, okay, when it gets here, that's an indicator for something else. But knowing why one moving average is steeper than another and what that means in terms of the rate of acceleration or anything like that is not important. But for me, it did fill in the picture of how it is I needed to develop a system.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how long did you feel like then that at some point in your trading that you had some sort of an aha moment where it just clicked, or was it just over time that you were able to kind of figure it out?
I probably had about 70 aha moments. But yeah.
What time period?
Okay, for the first 18 months or so, I traded completely cluelessly. I really have to say, if I was looking at myself objectively and thinking about what made me enter and exit, just complete cluelessness, not looking at the right things. And so after about the 2-year mark, things really started to solidify. Okay. Yeah.
And what, do you remember what it was specifically that just made it work for you, that it did click after those 2 years?
I tell you, the biggest thing in my trading career was learning the importance of price levels. And once I could see price levels and understand what happened, I used to think that stocks stopped at the end of a candle or the end of a day with an arbitrary price. Who knows? But that's not true at all, right? There are the things that move money, they don't do anything arbitrarily. So price levels, as soon as I understood the impact of price levels, that changed everything. That was the real aha moment there where you could sort of say, okay, I know where it's going from here. Or I've got a pretty good idea of where it's going from here.
Thank you, Anne-Marie, for your time, spending time with us.
You're most welcome.
And remember to watch her on 3 Gurus Global Trading Webinar on March 3rd.
That's right. Okay, this is Anne-Marie, and you're watching MarketHeist.com. Sorry about that phone ringing in the back. I'll do it again as soon as it stops. Okay, here we go.
Do you want me to read that back to you again?
I think I got it. I just need to put it out. My brain is kind of like a giant whirlwind.
Oh, is it only on Saturdays or always?
Always.